Hello and welcome to today's video. My name is Mackenzie and this is a surprise video. I completely forgot about this thing. The doorbell just rang. I was so confused who it could possibly be. I got an Owlcrate box. Owlcrate, what is this? Owlcrate Romantasy. I completely forgot about this. I feel like this came up a long time ago. You had to pre-order it. Partially, you had to put some money into it, and then when the subscription happened, you paid for the rest of it, I think. Anyways, I forgot about it, so let's open it up. I have no idea what it's gonna be, not a clue. This is quite exciting. I stopped getting Owlcrate, stopped getting Fairy Loot because it's an expense. It's a big expense every month. I can't do it. This one is not monthly. This is, I don't know, seasonally? I don't know, 4 times a year? I have no idea. But I might not get the other ones. So, my first and possibly only Owlcrate Romantasy. What is it? I have no idea what this is. Here, okay, I have the papers out. Here we go. The front. You know what, let's take the plastic off first, actually. Okay. They did a good job though. I don't know what this cover normally looks like, but it looks really nice. Exquisite Ruin by Adrian May. The front. The back says, "We are indeed fuel to each other's fire. The question is, who will burn out? Oh, who will burn out first or be consumed?" And then the edges are sprayed. Or like stenciled, I guess. And then I'm so confused. I have no idea. I have no idea what this book is about. It definitely looks like I shouldn't have it low to the ground. This looks like it should be high up on the bookshelf. To bow to the forces of nature, to be unafraid of others is to be truly free. His fear is the mirror of mine, the other side of the nice edge, that is love's betrayal. And then I have no idea what this is about. Obviously like a monster romance, it looks like. I don't know. Is he a demon? A devil? I have no idea. The Labyrinth, book 1. And oh, there's like a little letter and it's signed. The letter, I like that it's bound into the book. Okay, dearest owl reader, I'm sure you've all heard of the phrase book of my heart, but Exquisite Ruin is more accurately the book of my dreams. I grew up obsessed with Jim Henson's Labyrinth and naturally gravitated to a fascination with the Greek myth of the Minotaur. I've always wanted to write a book set in a labyrinth where someone was trapped not only by its walls but with someone they wouldn't escape either, because doesn't that sound fun? But it wasn't until I had years of life experiences and the unconditional love of two pugs that the story came together, allowing me to explore heavier themes of betrayal, forgiveness, and redemption. So while the book is loosely based on the movie and the myth, it is at its core, it's really about two people getting lost and finding their way through darkness back to each other and to themselves. I've often described the story, semi-jokingly, as an extended couple's fight on psychedelics. And yet it's a fantasy romance. So there's light at the end of the tunnel. This book of my dreams may involve some nightmares along the way, but ultimately I hope you find the trip through the labyrinth not only dark and twisty and exciting, but also healing. Wishing you all the light in life and the love of at least one pug. Cute. Yeah, I've not heard of this book at all. Content warning. There is a content warning here. This book is a fantasy intended for adults only. Reader discretion is advised. There you go. I'm an adult. Been an adult for many years now. Since the following pages contain... I'm not going to read this out loud. Okay. What the fuck is this book? Yeah. Okay, sometimes there's like, I'll share a book without having read it or without finishing it, and then you look at the content warning or you finish the book and you're like, I can't believe I like shared that I was going to read this or was reading it before I read the whole thing, you know? Because looking at the content warning, I'm not going to read it out loud. If you want to look at the content warning, I'm sure you can find it online, probably Goodreads. Anyways, this is what was in the book box. That was exciting. I haven't got a book box in so long, other than like book of the month, but I haven't got an Owlcrate in a long time. Oh, I want to look up the original cover. I'm embarrassed that I'm doing this video. Anyways, when you type in Exquisite Ruin, onto Google it says Exquisite Ruin, a darkly sensual reimagining of the Minotaur myth. I have to say this is not actually the first Minotaur maze book I read. I read one on Amazon. It was really short and she ends up getting mauled to death by the Minotaur, I'm pretty sure. And it was like really short and I was just finished it. I was like, what the heck? This is the original cover and I really... No, it looks a lot different. In the original cover, it looks like she's quite fierce and there's a knife and I don't know, she has braids. It looks like she's quite fierce, you know? I don't really know anything about this book other than what I've told you in this video. In this one, she doesn't look very fierce. Looks very... You know what I'm just realizing? I thought it was a dress, but she's like tied up in rope. But in this art, she doesn't look very like warrior-esque, you know? It looks more like romance, whereas the original cover, it looks more like she's a fierce fighter. Also, I do have to say, it looks too YA. The original cover looks very, very YA. Looking at the content like warning, I think it's better. This cover definitely shows more, I think, that it's meant for adults. Because you don't want an adult book that has like explicit scenes in it to look like it's meant for teens, because, or like young adults, even though teens read those type of books too, probably. You don't really want them to read books intended for adults. So thank you for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments if you've gotten one of these like newer Owlcrate. I think it's just book only. I feel like there's a few different genres. The cat is in my light. I don't remember though, it's been a while since I've looked into it. I totally forgot I was getting this as well. So thank you for watching, and I forget what else I was gonna say, so I'll see you in the next one. Bye.